Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Narayanam Namaskrityam.
Narayanam Namaskrityam.
Naram Chaiva Narottamam.
Naram Chaiva Narottamam.
Devim Saraswatim Vyasam.
Devim Saraswatim Vyasam.
Tato Jayamudhirayet.
Jayam Udirayet.
Nashta Prayeshu Abhadreshu.
Nashtaprayeshu Abhadreshu.
Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya.
Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya.
Bhagavati Ruttama Sloke.
Bhagavati Uttama Shloke.
Bhaktir Bhavati Naistiki.
Bhaktir Bhavati Naistiki.
Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 1, Chapter 10, Verse 4. Kamam Vavarsha Parjanya. Sarva Kama Dugamahi.
Sarva Kama Dughamahi.
Sishitchusma Vrajan Gava.
Sma Vrajan Gava.
Payasodasvatir Muda.
Payasodhasvatir Mudha.
Kamam Vavarsha Parjanya.
Kamam Varsha Parjanya.
Sarva Kama Dugamahi.
Sarva Kama Dughamahi.
Sishitchusma Vrajan Gava. Payasodasvatir Muda.
Kamam Vavarsha Parjanya.
Kamam Vavarsha Parjanya.
Sarva Kama Dughamahi.
Sarva Kama
Dugamahi.
Sisi Chusma Vrajan Gava.
Sishitchusma Vrajan Gava.
Payasoda Dosvatir Muda.
Payasodhasvatir Mudha.
Translation and purport by His Divine Grace Abhay Charanarvinda Bhakti Vedanta Swami Prabhupada. Jai Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
Jai Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
Kamam, everything needed.
Kamam, everything needed.
Vavarsha was showered.
Varsha was showered.
Parjanya rains.
Parjanya rains.
Sarva everything.
Sarva everything.
Kama necessitates.
Kama necessities.
Dukha producer.
Dukha producer.
Mahi the my land.
Mahi the land.
Sishitchusma moisten.
Sishitchusma moisten.
Vrajan pasturing grounds.
Vrajan pasturing grounds.
Gava the cow.
Gava the cow.
Udasvati due to swollen milk bags.
Payasa udhasvati due to swollen milk bags.
Mudha because of a joyful attitude.
Mudha because of
a joyful attitude.
Translation, please repeat after me. During the reign of Maharaja Yudhishthira.
During the reign of Maharaja
Yudhishthira.
The clouds showered all the water that people needed.
The clouds
showered all the water that people needed.
And the earth produced all the necessities of man in profusion.
And the earth produced
all the necessities of man in profusion.
Due to its fatty milk bag and cheerful attitude.
Due to its fatty milk bag and cheerful attitude.
The cow used to moisten the grazing ground with milk.
The cow
The cow
Cow
used to moisten the grazing
ground with
ground with
milk.
milk.
Purport.
Purport. The basic principle of economic development is centered on land and cows. The necessities of human society are food grains, fruits, milk, minerals, clothing, wood, etc. One requires all these items to fulfill the material needs of the body. Certainly, one does not require flesh and fish or iron tools and machinery. During the regime of Maharaja Yudhishthira, all over the world, there were regulated rainfalls. Rainfalls are not in the control of the human being. The heavenly king Indra Deva is the controller of rains, and he is the servant of the Lord. When the Lord is obeyed by the king and the people under the king's administration, there are regulated rains from the horizon, and these rains are the causes of all varieties of production on the land. Not only do regulated rains help ample production of grains and fruits, but when they combine with astronomical influences, there is ample production of valuable stones and pearls. Grains and vegetables can sumptuously feed a man and animals, and a fatty cow delivers enough milk to supply a man sumptuously with vigor and vitality. If there is enough milk, enough grains, enough fruit, enough cotton, enough silk, and enough jewels, then why do the people need cinemas, houses of prostitution, slaughterhouses, etc.? What is the need of an artificial, luxurious life of cinema, cars, radio, flesh, and hotels? Has this civilization produced anything but quarreling individually and nationally? Has this civilization enhanced the cause of equality and fraternity by sending thousands of men into a hellish factory and the war fields at the whims of a particular man? It is said here that the cows used to moisten the pasturing land with milk because their milk bags were fatty and the animals were joyful. Do they not require therefore proper protection for a joyful life by being fed with a sufficient quantity of grass in the field? Why should men kill cows for their selfish purposes? Why should man not be satisfied with grains, fruits, and milk, which combined together can produce hundreds and thousands of palatable dishes? Why are there slaughterhouses all over the world to kill innocent animals? Maharaja Parikshit, grandson of Maharaja Yudhishthira, while touring his vast kingdom, saw a black man attempting to kill a cow. The king at once arrested the butcher and chastised him sufficiently. Should not a king or executive head protect the lives of the poor animals who are unable to defend themselves? Is this humanity? Are not the animals of a country citizens also? Are not the animals of a country citizens also? Then why are they allowed to be butchered in organized slaughterhouses? Are these the signs of equality, fraternity, and non-violence? Therefore, in contrast with the modern advanced civilized form of government, an autocracy like Maharaja Yudhishthira's is by far superior to a so-called democracy, in which animals are killed and a man less than an animal is allowed to cast votes for another less than animal man. We are all creatures of material nature. In the Bhagavad Gita, it is said that the Lord himself is the seed-giving father, and material nature is the mother of all living beings in all shapes. Thus, Mother Material Nature has enough foodstuff both for animals and for men. By the grace of the Father Almighty Sri Krishna, the human being is the elder brother of all other living beings. He is endowed with intelligence more powerful than animals for realizing the course of nature and the indications of the Almighty Father. Human civilizations should depend on the production of material nature without artificially attempting economic development to turn the world into a chaos of artificial greed and power, only for the purpose of artificial luxuries and sense gratification. This is but the life of dogs and hogs.
Hari Om Tat Sat.
ज्ञानातिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुर्उन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरुवे नमः। मूगं करोति वाचालं पुङ्गुं लङ्घयते गिरिं यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे श्रीगुरुं दीनतारिणं परमानन्दमाधवं श्रीचैतन्यमीश्वरं। नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रस्थाय भूतले श्रीमते जयपताकस्वामिनिधिनामिने। नमो आचार्यपादाय निताय कृपप्रदायिने गौरकदादामदाय नगरग्रामतारिणे। नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रस्थाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदांत स्वामिनिति नामिने। नमस्ते सरस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंदा श्री अद्वैत गदाधरा श्रीवासदि गौर भक्त वृंदा। हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। ग्रंथराज श्रीमद् भागवतम की जय, श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय, गुरु महाराज की जय, निताई गौर प्रेमानंदे हरि हरि बोल। So this is a very very wonderful verse where we see here the Varsha and Parjanya. So Varsha and Parjanya. So what is that? Very amazing rain, shower of rain. So during the reign of Maharaja Yudhishthira, the clouds showered all the waters that people needed. So here, the basic principle of economic development is centered on land and cows. Okay, economic development means artha. So the land and the cows are the primary principles of food, economic development. So this is grown nicely and sold in the market. And what is the duty of the government? Then Kshatriya set the law. The Kshatriya is for two things: set the law in the country that the people practice Krishna consciousness nicely or religious principle for liberation. Gradually, everybody has an opportunity. Okay, everybody knows about spiritual upliftment and everybody is taking up a path of spiritual upliftment. So this is the duty of a king. And for that, everybody may say that, oh, then what will happen to our food, and we need to earn the money, we need to go to office, we need to do this, we do. No, if you see any Vaishya in those days and all, even Shudra, he goes early in the morning for the field, but comes back by 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock. He won't be there in the field the whole day. And then he'll finish all the duties of whatever has to be done to take care of his field, and he'll come back and he'll rest. After lunch, they'll all rest at home. Which of the people who are working in the factory are resting at home in the afternoon? You tell me. After eating meals, the tummy requires little rest for digestion, so that in the evening itself digestion will happen. So all of us are having various kinds of problems because of these things. But this is a mission, very simple. The body is a mission, and the mission has to be provided a certain kind of food in a certain kind of process. So the duty of a king is to automate this in such a way, not that they are lazy, but the food also has to be digested. At the same time, they remain healthy to do the self-realization activities. The human birth is very rare. So the basic principle of any country's economic development, if you see, is actually land and cows only. Because once the food grains are the one for which the cost has to be fixed, and it has to be coming into the market, and it should be easily available to all the citizens for healthy living. And the land also includes clothing also, not synthetic clothing like nowadays. The cloth also comes from cotton, like this. So the necessities of human society are food grains, fruit, milk, mineral, clothing, wood. Where from it is coming? It is coming from the land. How will the land give? So here in purport, Prabhupada is explaining land is the mother and Krishna is the father. And mother and father will give, provided the children are obedient to the mother and father. She will expect Bhuma Devi when she produces the rice, she will expect the living entity is to offer it to Krishna through yajna. Either through Sankirtana yajna or directly to the Supreme Lord in the Mahaprasadam is a very, very top level offering. Very top class Brahminical offering. Yes, do directly more than Brahminical Vaishnava offering, where we are keeping in a plate nice rice, dal, various varieties of sabji, and varieties made out of milk, paneer, and more than paneer, like some rabdi and dahi and chas and butter, Krishna milk, curd, butter, chas, clarified butter, which is ghee. These are all the primary items. This paneer was not part of the program, but now it has entered, but still it can be accepted. It's a milk product after all. So the topmost is considered ghee. Next is considered milk. Milk and ghee are considered very top class. And then you have the curd, which is made out of milk. Then when we churn the curd, we get butter. Krishna likes butter, we can offer. And then while you're churning the curd into butter, the cream will be separated and the water will be separated, and the water is chas. So this can be offered to Krishna. This is the way. This is the way of utilization of milk products. So all these varieties has to be very nicely kept and offered to for Krishna every day. When we do this, then the Bhuma Devi is very, very pleased. The Bhuma Devi is very pleased when her products, produces, are offered in the plate of Krishna in front of the deity. When you give it, she's really will bless you. People want Lakshmi, Lakshmi, Lakshmi Kadaksha, Lakshmi's blessings. They do Lakshmi Puja, Tantaris, this, that, and all. But this is the simplest way to please her. She'll be very happy. Whatever she produces is going back to her husband Krishna, is the provider and protector and the supreme lord and her husband. Even as Varaha Dev, he lifted her. So she'll be very pleased. And not only that, because we are offering to Krishna and doing this Hare Krishna Mahamantra as Sankirtana, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. We are chanting. And we are also chanting Namo Brahmanya Devaya Ko Brahmanadaya Jagatidaya Krishnaya Govindaya Namo Namaha. This is the verse with which we offer the food. So when we offer this, then the demigods are all immediately santushti. They are becoming happy. Then they immediately, all the clouds are in their control and they shower the rain. This is very, very clearly mentioned in Bhagavad Gita. So here, if you see here, the basic principle of economic development is land and cows. So land is Bhuma Devi. We should see her in that grain producing. Whatever grains we are getting, we have to offer it to Krishna. Same way, cows also produce milk. Milk it gives, and it can be made into various milk products. And the land also gives, related to clothing. If you come to villages like the self-sustained society is already there. You need not create it. Okay, if you come here, you see that in villages when we go in parikrama, tuck, 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 they are doing tuck, 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 tuck. You can hear the sound that they are weaving the cloth from the cotton. So you can see the village ladies making thread out of that cotton which is coming from the tree. In this way, there are two kinds of things. There are plant-based cotton and also tree-based cotton. And we have a top-class cotton which is used for bed and all that. Inside the bed, it is said to be very, very soft. Ilavam, it's called ilavam. I don't know what is called in North India. So in this way, the clothing, everything is, the wood is enough for making furnitures. Like this. And the land also gives like bricks for bricks. It gives that sand for bricks. So in this way, everything in the society can be fulfilled by this wood, clothing, minerals, all this. We get sand and we get all the cement. The cement is an artificial process, but the bricks can be made from the mud, and the mud itself can be used for plastering. And then it went. But even if there is cement, the cement is also coming from earth only. So she is the one who produces. She should be nourished. How she is nourished? Not by fertilizer or by natural fertilizer. She is nourished by Krishna consciousness. She is a living entity, pure devotee of the Lord, Bhuma Devi, Bhuvaraha. Varaha Dev's another name is Bhuvaraha. Her name is given earlier. So she is another expansion of Krishna's Shakti. So she is nourished by Krishna consciousness. And once there is a glance of Krishna, the presence of Krishna, or presence of Krishna consciousness as a process of devotional service, she nourishes. she becomes excited and her body becomes very nourished. So, okay, fine. But even then, how will we get the rain? Okay, anyway, she is okay, but rain also has to be there. One requires all these items to fulfill material needs of the body. Certainly, one does not require flesh or fish or a machinery. Not required. In Mayapur, we are seeing that many of the villagers are very happily living. Of course, they take some fish from the river because it's available nearby. But they are happy with whatever produces within their 2 or 3 trees they are having within their home. And with that, they take the vegetable and they cook so easily. So during the reign of Maharaja Yudhishthira, all over the world, there was regulated rainfall. So the rainfall is considered to be the main reason for the nourishment. Not chemical or non-chemical. That can be washed away in no time. How much chemical can you pollute? The entire earth is so vast, actually. The rainfall are not in the control of human being. Of course, we can educate the agriculture people to go in for non-organic based fertilizer. That can be recommended. But main thing is the rainfall. When there's no rainfall, what will you do? This rainfall are not in the control of human being. So this is what we see. The heavenly king Indra is the controller of rain, and he is the servant of the Lord. This is the most important point where we see in Bhagavad Gita, Krishna is explaining how mutually you and demigods make a contract and then you live happily. So he's telling you, Jnat Bhavanti, what is that? Annat Bhavanti Bhutani Parjanyo Anna Sambhavaha. Annat Bhavanti Bhutani. The entire world is dependent on food. Food grains is the primary source. Food grains, rice, dal, sabji, all these things are various things which are, we make oil, everything out of these rice, dal, sabji, and various fruits and vegetables, all these things only. So, roots, root vegetables, like this. So, Annat Bhavanti, so what will happen? Now will I get this Anna? Annat Bhavanti Parjanyo. So, Parjanya means rain. That's what we saw in this verse also. It's mentioned as Parjanya. So, how will I get the grain? Annat Bhavanti Parjanyo. So, Parjanya, the rain is giving that nourishment. So, there are two things. One is the earth and the other is the sky. The entire earth and the entire sky. So, that is what is mentioned here. The beautiful. The clouds, there are two things. The cloud showered water that people needed. So look at the sky. And the earth produces necessities and provision, the earth below our feet. Annat Bhavanti Bhutani Parjanyo Anna Sambhavaha. Yajnat Bhavanti Parjanyo. Annat Bhavanti Bhutani. Bhutani means we are all living entities in the earth. Annat, thank you so much. Annat Bhavanti. Bhutani. Bhutani means all the people. Bhutani. All the people are dependent on for living for the Anna. Grains, food grains. And how do food grains depend on? The rain. The rain is in charge of whom? So here if you see the verse very beautifully explained, that to look at the sky, the clouds are the reasons. They have to shower the water. And and look down below your feet, then there is earth produces the necessities, man and provision. These are the only two things required. So who has to, then Indra has to be pleased. So when will he be pleased? And he is given an order, we have to pay some taxes, then they will shower give, like water company, water connection. You have government water connection. You don't pay your tax or you don't pay the water bill. Will they supply water to you? They won't supply, they'll stop the water. You have to pay the EB bill. Otherwise, EB will stop paying the, sending you the, electricity. Your electricity connection will be cut if you don't pay the bill. So for Indra also, he requires for a bill to be paid. Not like everything is open, everything is available. Then ask, make the rain to come. You cannot make the rain to come. So Indra is the servant of the Lord. So Yajnat Bhavanti Parjanyo. So he requires for Yajna. Each of the age has an Yajna, and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came and gave this Yajna for the age also. It is Hare Krishna Mahamantra has millions of glories. And that one glory is that Lord Chaitanya came for this Kali Yuga. We need not do any other process simply by chanting Hare Krishna Mahamantra. All the yajnas and pujas, everything is completed. So when we do this Kirtana, Harinama Sankirtana, then this is the yajna of the age. So Indra will look whether people are doing yajna for the particular age, then she will shower the rain. That's all very simple. Very simple chanting Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare. Even though the whole world is flooded with blood of animal killing, slaughterhouses, and drinking alcohol, and people are not doing any, but still, how rain is coming, how we are getting food grains abundantly in the market. Why? How the produce is happening is because there is ISKCON, there is Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Patita Pavan Srila Prabhupada ki jai. So Srila Prabhupada came and established this Harinama Sankirtan all over the world, and he promoted worship of pure devotee, Tulsi Maharani, worship of the deities. In this way, he executed a very beautiful system, and mainly chanting of the holy name loudly. Loudly, when we chant the holy name of the Lord, it is considered as yajna by Indra, and then he decides to shower. Even if there is one devotee in a particular place, and if he is chanting loudly Hare Krishna mantra every day 16 rounds, and Indra has to shower mercy to that village. So people don't understand it is because of that one person, and they think that, okay, rain came natural, it is all Big Bang, like this. And our education system is so bad that they are very, it's not bad actually, it is avidya. The avidya is taught in the name of Vidya. So what do they say about that water? See, the rain is so glorious. Not only do regulated rains help in ample production of grains and fruits, but when they combine with the astronomical influences, there is ample production of valuable stones and pearls. So this also has to understand. What is this? Astronomical influence. There is something called Swati Mutya. Swati Mutya means, how does pearls come? Stones and pearls, how do they come? Is because the pearl is nothing but when the rain is happening, when the pure rainwater is considered pure before it touches the land. Means it's a pure form of water alone, without the mixture of earth, without the mixture of air. Sometimes air will get mixed if there is a blow of wind. Otherwise, this water is the shower which is coming on from directly from the clouds, or pure water. Okay, pure water. Now, when in the snails, snails, they have shells. And anytime one pure drain water, one water of the pure water falls on top of that, inside the shell, then the shell will close. Okay, once the shell closes, then the pearls appear. Pearl is nothing but a drop of rainwater. Together with the snail, when the snail want to reproduce, when it creates the shell, and then from inside the shell, it will reproduce. Sometimes when it has created an egg for reproduction, at that time only one single rainwater drop falls inside that, then it will close, and instead of another snail coming out of the shell, another pearl will come out of the shell. Pearl will be there. So if you go to Puri and all, now also that they will jump into the water, they will go and collect these shells and come, and of course nowadays there are duplicate also, but this is like pearls are created like this. Then even stones, valuable stones, are dependent on this. So grains and vegetables are something, but now what do they talk about rain? Yeah, what do they teach you in schools? Very dangerous. People are very proud about their material education. I'm studied in a big convent, I know English and this and that, and so proud of that. What do they teach in the school? When you're studying LKG, every child knows this. Rain, go away, come again another day. This is mother's washing day, come again another day, rain, go away. You want the rain to go away? You fool, you don't know your food is dependent on the rain. You're teaching to the child again and again, the child, okay, sing the song. Even I have sung so foolishly. I remember now and feel so ashamed of this. Such a foolish repetition of whatever being taught in what do you say, academical. This is called academical education. That's why Guru Maharaj again and again says that Krishna conscious books of Srila Prabhupada should not be studied academically in an idea of academy. Because academy means what? Like simply a repetition of what is being told. Chant Hare Krishna, you'll repeat without even knowing a proper understanding. So yesterday in Chaitanya Leela class, the Haridas Thakur is explaining the glory of the holy name chanting. In that he is telling that the birds cannot chant Hare Krishna. But a conscious human being, when we listen from a pure devotee, and followers of pure devotees can chant purely. Only followers of pure devotee can chant purely. Others who are chanting are like birds repeating. So already I told you that a parrot learned that the hunter will come here, he will spread the net, spread the grain, we should not go and eat. And the birds chanted this again and again, but they went and ate the grains and the hunter caught them. So same way Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, he gives this kind of analogies for us to understand. So we should be a proper follower of a pure devotee. So some people consider academic education to be very great and a very intelligent person. He studied PhD, he is this and very intelligent. He studied in IIT, but he's fool number one. He's fool number one. Because academy makes you fool number one. So the more you are very academically qualified, the more fool you are. And we cannot try to impose those principles in the Krishna conscious education. Krishna conscious education is totally different. So your academic education is this: rain, rain, go away, come again another day. Will anybody say rain, go away, go away? But here so clearly mentioned that the rain is the reason for the abundance in this earth. So very, very careful. So grains and vegetables can be sumptuously fed to a man and animals, and a fatty cow delivers milk to supply man. So not only the pasturing grounds or the grass will also be green, so that nicely the cows will eat and they'll give milk also. Milk has so much nourishment value. Now, the question is, you want to do cow protection, then how will you have a cow protection without a land? Large pasturing lands are required for the cows to have juicy grass. Now, how will you get a juicy grass? Simply, how will you protect? Okay, I will protect Rishi also. Economic development, I'll be behind. Anybody who is behind economic development is behind land and cows. Now, in the name of organic farming. But the secret they don't know. Why Yudhishthira's kingdom was so nourished? Why Mayapur and all this West Bengal and all are so nourished? Why so many nadis are flowing everywhere? Nadas are called. Why? Because the glance of the Supreme Lord is there, and people are purely not for economic development. They are protecting cows. They are naturally as a Vaishnava protecting cows. In Mayapur also there is Goshala. Yesterday was Gopashtami. Is called one of the first Goshalas after the Western country was somewhere in one new Vrindavan. There were Jersey cows, but here in India, Guru Maharaj started this Goshala long time ago. And there are hundreds of cows in this Goshala. And it is not meant for the purpose now government is promoting, I want organic farming, I want healthy milk, that is why I protect cows. No, I protect cows because they are very sadhus and they have to be protected. Like all the devotees have to be protected, devotee care, like this. So Goshala was started and there was, and without any so much noise. Some people have 10 cow, 20 cow, make so much noise, and here hundreds and hundreds of cows, because it is not made for name, fame, glory or donation or sponsorship. It is not for that purpose, genuinely made. So cow is protected. So how? Because the glance of the Supreme Lord is there, and the favor of the Supreme Lord is there. The favor of Bhuma Devi is there. She will abundantly produce when she is very pleased, when she is pleased, when her offerings are offered to Krishna. So what is the need? So when you have such abundance, when you have a nice civilization of people who are actually devotees, what is the need of artificial luxurious life of cinema, car, radio, flesh, hotels? Has this civilization produced anything but quarreling individually and nationally? Yes, this is the result. Okay, don't worry, you need not go to Keti and all. We will only make large missions. So this country will not give the license to that tractor, and that tractor will not be allowed in this country. And mass production units will be there and they will produce. Of course, for us, for devotees, these are all very favorable because we can spend our time in chanting Hare Krishna. Instead of going and making organic, I can directly buy the product and then I will just sit and do a Hare Krishna Mahamantra. Even such a short life is so great than a long life of organic farming without practicing Krishna conscious, and the time is wasted on these producing food and these things. This is very, very important that we don't deviate our idea from Krishna consciousness. Prabhupada is mentioning about general humanity. As a devotee, we have a higher cause, higher reason to deliver, higher subject matter to deliver to this people. So what is that? So, but we need to inform them all this information, because somebody may be an agriculture person, he may be coming and sitting in our class. So we have to very clearly say that what is the requirement for a factory or anything, it can be made. But in case of a mass production can be done and if the people can be relieved, So one example I would like to quote in regard to this about Haridas Thakur, when very, very great personalities, very top class personalities, senior men of the society who were holding very nice positions and having all this were actually arrested by the Muslim government in West Bengal. So at that time, Haridas Thakur was also brought in order for inquiry. So at that time, they all desired that this great Mahatma see us also, we also want. So they bribed they were able to bribe the guards, and they requested them, Muslim guards, to somehow give the audience of Haridas Thakur. So Haridas Thakur, while the part of the inquiry, he entered into the prison. So all the people were saying, Haridas, Prabhu, Prabhu, please bless us, please save us, like this. Then he said, okay, they all said, please bless us. Like whenever Guru Maharaj says, they'll say, give us blessings. Guru Maharaj blessed with Krishnair Matirastu. Like Krishna, you will be Krishna conscious. That is the meaning of Krishnair Matirastu. Let you be Krishna consciousness. So this is the blessing Guru Maharaj gives. He gives blessing. Why not? Why not? Krishnair Matirastu. Huh? So what happened? Then Haridas Thakur said that you all remain here. As you are remaining here, you continue to remain here. This is my blessings. So they were all very morosed. Oh, what to, very worried, anxiety. So they asked, Prabhu, why did you bless us like this? We are feeling very anxious due to your blessing. Then he smiled and said, I will never bless anything inauspicious to a person. I am the well-wisher of all the living entities. He's Brahma. You say your grandfather will write the property to you. Then who is your grandfather's grandfather? Even if you think you're the body, your father is Brahma, baby. Brahma. Who can be better well-wisher than Brahma to you? He came as Haridas Thakur and asking you to chant Hare Krishna. Simply chant Hare Krishna. Get the gift of your ancestor. Get the treasure given to you by your ancestor by approaching through the East. By approaching through the process of devotion. The same treasure is there. People try to approach through various methods, but you approach through devotional service. So this is our great grandfather, Brahmaji, who came as Haridas Thakur and giving us this yajna for the age where everything can be produced in abundance. So what is the need for artificial luxurious life of cinema, cars, radio? So this will be given to us, don't worry. So in Mayapur or Navadvip, people doesn't talk so much about this farming, that farming, irrigation, drip irrigation, this, that, nothing. They are having, naturally they are getting. Naturally, sorry. And what is the need for artificial cinema? So rain, go away. What is the requirement for this? And they have only quarrel. People develop, whoever is in charge. So here it is mentioned here, has this civilization enhanced the cause of equality and fraternity by sending thousands of men into Heglish factory and war fields? At the whims of a particular man. Who's that particular man? Whoever be the king. Whoever be the king. Prabhupada is telling, I don't need to know who is the king. And who is creating all this law of factory. And they are so much propagating, we'll have equality, gender equality, this equality, we'll have friendship, all the country will be one. Okay, fine. But will you develop that without enmity? Will you develop real equality and fraternity without quarreling? Either individually or nationally, you're quarreling, baby. Certainly you're quarreling. Whoever is the in charge, whoever is the king, whoever is the ruler, you has created this factory and fields. We are all obedient. The human society is very obedient to the law. Whoever is ruling, we are obedient. That is called a proper citizen. All are obeying. We are not against it. We are not creating any rebel movement. We are not doing anything. We are happy. Okay, fine. Whatever you give will be Krishna conscious. That is our duty. But we are asking to the administrative heads only one single question. Has this civilization produced anything but quarreling individually and nationally? You quarrel amongst Kali is attacking you, and you are individually and nationally quarreling. Why do you need to do that? Why? Has this civilization enhanced equality and fraternity? No. So many people, men are being sent to the war fields and factories. Just the whims of a particular man. Why? So it is said here, it's called, why? Who is the particular man? Demon crazy. Democracy. Vote, and you will take a man who is unqualified, and the unqualified man will come and set the law, and whoever is giving him more commission, he will sanction all the projects, and the project will be khatarnak, and it will create so many calamity, but individually he'll be looting and he'll be living. And his sons and grandsons will also die out of the same signature he did to that particular project. So such a foolish, why such a hellish factory is required? So it is said that the cows used to moisten the posturing with milk because their milk bags are fatty. And the animals were joyful, not that you maintain in the name of cow protection, you don't have enough land for them. Naturally, they are roaming around, naturally they are posturing. Enough grounds are there. It is not the real estate agent is haunting everywhere. Wherever they see 1 acre of land, 1 bigha of land, one whatever katta of land or a cent of land, they immediately get how much is the cost, No, there is no, if you look at the earth, actually it's abundantly filled with land. You see the size of this earth, and the human population is very less compared to the abundance of the land which is available. There is no question of famine. So that they are all very happy because sufficient quantity of grass in the field, more than required. So men shouldn't kill the cows for their purpose. So they are also the citizens of the world. So is this humanity if there is a king? So see this beautiful kings, Maharaja Parikshit, the grandson of Maharaja Yudhishthira. He was traveling in the kingdom and saw that only one single cow being tortured. And he tried to arrest and kill that other person. Just the king at once arrested the butcher and chastised him sufficiently. But nowadays, the government is giving license for killing. It's giving sanctioning loan. I had a friend who is working in a bank, and she is the officer for sanctioning loans. And she was feeling very bad because big slaughterhouses, big cow slaughter leather manufacturing factory and slaughterhouses, they are applying for loan. And she has to go for the inspection and she has to sanction the loan. And there is pressure from the higher authority that she has to sanction the loan so that encourage them in enhancing. So the bank is giving, the government is supporting subsidies if you are having this chicken growing and all these things, mass growing. So they give, you produce eggs in the same place, you produce the eggs grow by some artificial injection quickly. And quickly, without even feathers, they grow without feathers because the company which is giving you the eggs also gives you the injection, gives that person injection. Because we had agriculture land in our Prabhu's place, and neighbor was a person and who told us that, sir, your land is empty. You can also have this farm, this chicken farm. Poultry farm, where there is a company, there is a big company, corporate company, and very simple, sir. Every month you get 40,000 rupees. We had a big land and it was not used, and some tulsi was growing here and there, and that's it. And we had some neem trees, 1 or 2, and we didn't do anything. It's ancestral, long time property. So then they were telling, like, you can have one farm here, 40,000. He gave us the accounting. How this is done. They only will supply everything. We did not do anything. They will supply the egg. They will supply either medicines and the injections which we need to give to all these things. So when the chickens are born, immediately they are given an injection. The injection in such a way that they won't grow feathers because they are not meant to fly or live a life. They are meant directly for selling. So in the industry has a problem when the chicken are grown into hen. Then they need to remove that feathers, and it's a big process, and the feathers are waste. So they have some injections so that the feathers don't grow. So they only give what food we need to give to them so that the flesh will be very heavy. Big flesh they will have. And then and at last they will come one day and they will take everything and go, and then they'll give again more eggs. We need to clean the place one day with water and everything, and again put the egg. So this is the process, and that injection bottles were also thrown. There was so much injection bottles. Oh my God, we saw that, and this is what is going on here. Is this the government? The government is calling this animal husbandry, and it is taught in the agricultural university. What it has to do with agriculture university? We studied economics. In that, we saw that agriculture is the main, and in that animal husbandry came. Animal husbandry means protection of animals. So here, Prabhupada is asking the question, should not the king or executive head protect the lives of poor animal who are unable to defend themselves? Who is he asking? Prabhupada is asking the king, and he is asking the executive head. Don't you try to go and do that, baby. The joke is, Prabhupada said, and people wants to do this as devotees. We are supposed to cultivate Krishna consciousness. Any devotee who is taking this purport of Prabhupada and trying to establish this is considering himself as a king or an executive head. Do you understand? They are pouring water to the weeds. A person who is standing Hare Krishna Mahamantra and taken up initiation, he is supposed to give awareness to the society about their eternity and also religious principles of how nicely they can execute. If you cultivate an agriculture person, teach him that how organically he can do, how he should not kill animals. Even if there is an old cow, kindly don't send to slaughterhouses. All these years it gave you milk. Kindly continue to maintain it. What is wrong? You earned so much money, no? Like this, or give it to ISKCON, where they have Goshala, you can give it to the temple. Like this, you can tell, temple can have Goshala. The brahmachari need not go out and maintain a Goshala. Rather, a temple can have a Goshala. Temple is an institution. It can have a large pasturing grounds and it can have Goshala. Now individuals started doing this project. So whose duty, whose question? Prabhupada, you should read Prabhupada purport very carefully. So whom this Prabhupada asked the question? Should not a king or an executive head protect the lives of the poor animals who are unable to defend themselves? So is this humanity or not the animals, the country's citizen also? So protecting the citizen is the duty of the king or the executive head. So we have to cultivate the king or the executive head rather than becoming a king or an executive head, or in the garb of a brahmachari, you become a king or an executive head. You consider yourself a king or an executive head. This is a serious problem. If we ask, the answer will be, it is in Prabhupada's purport. But we understand it's 100% their personal motivation and personal desire they are fulfilling, but quoting Srila Prabhupada's purports. So temples can naturally buy properties. Temples can maintain, because temple have a system in which continuously Grahasthas, Brahmacharis, everybody is part of the temple, and the temple will have enough manpower for 10,000 years to take care of the Harinama Sankirtan movement. So there is nothing wrong in a temple which has an institution maintaining a Goshala or a agricultural land in which the produce they are using for the temple, for the offering to the deities. In this way they are doing, there is nothing wrong in having that. But an individual taking up this project where he doesn't have any background of cow protection, no background of agriculture, no background of cow protection, suddenly studied in IIT and become a cow protector and an agriculture person. This is not the duty. So then why are they allowed? So here, this Prabhupada is questioning the government. So don't consider yourself to be a king. This is very essential. You're a devotee and you're doing all these things. Then you're pouring water to the weed. So it's not that, okay, there is Prabhupada purport. How will you personally execute this? If somebody asks you a question, okay, Prabhupada purport, you read this purport, how will you personally execute? Then we should say that personally, I'll execute this by preaching to the king or the executive head. I will try to preach to him. I'll distribute this Prabhupada book, Bhagavatam set, to the executive head. This is the way I can do it. This is the way I will educate an agriculture people. I'll go to villages and preach, make them chant Hare Krishna and try to understand this. They have the background of cow protection and agriculture, and we'll convert it into Krishna conscious based. This is a very simple process. We should do our duty. Prabhupada said there are brahmanas who are missing in the society. For food and shelter, everybody is busy arranging some way or other. So the country, animals also country. Prabhupada is asking them question. Or not the animals, the question of a country citizen also. It's an amazing question. Amazing question. Then why are they allowed to be butchered in organized slaughterhouses? Not simply butchered for food, hungry. People say that, oh, human beings are hungry. Don't tell that. They are butchered in the organized slaughterhouses. So is this the equality, fraternity, and non-violence? Protecting nature means stopping non-vegetarian. It has to be at once stopped. Even the egg is directly the child in the womb. Egg is the worst form of non-vegetarianism. third class. Some people say that I am not a vegetarian. I don't like. No, I'm not a non-vegetarian. I'm a vegetarian. So you know what you are eating? What are they eating? They are eating the uterus of the hen. For human being, the child will grow inside. The egg will grow inside. For some birds, they don't grow inside the body, but outside in a warm place, they will grow. So you're going and eating the aborted child of the hen. Shit and urine are being passed, and the child also coming through that backside of the hen only. No, it is coming. The egg is coming out of the backside of the hen. And people consider themselves to be very proud of, and government is promoting this. So therefore, in contrast with the modern advanced civilization of government, and so we require kings like Maharaja Yudhishthira is far superior than so-called democracy. So people say that during king's time it was not good. Now we are democracy. We are choosing our people. So we will cast vote. So foolish people will cast vote for another less than animal. So here, man less than animal is allowed to cast votes for less than animal man. We are seeing how much did the government help in our problems here. All of you think about the problems which you had in your life. For paying the school fees, for having food, parents struggled so much to pay the school fees or get dress or get food. Everything was our individual problem. We may have job, may not have job. We may have a house, we may not have a house. We may have cloth, may not have cloth. Nothing, 0% any support. And they talk about the voting system. And they talk about this, all this democracy nonsense. So Prabhupada called this demon crazy. So king is the one which will send the law. Vaishnava king should be there. And Vaishnava king will set the law in such a way that he won't go and fight with others to accumulate the kingdom. Rather, he will send a horse and they declare that, okay, we obey you and we will be with you because you're a nice Vaishnava king. In this way, Hastinapur was the Chakravarti. Hastinapur was great. That is why people were fighting for Hastinapura, Mahabharata war. Why not other countries? Because all the other countries were ready to obey the law which is set by the Vaishnava king. And the Vaishnava king will give such a law that the citizens are happy in this world also. And they are getting liberated also while death. In this way, very nice law is organized by the king. King's duty is not to show his Kshatriya power to go and kill everybody and all. Only there are enemies against the law of Krishna consciousness or spirituality who are not ready to keep their citizens engaged in spiritual activities. Rather, they want them to engage in sense gratificatory activity and go back to the next life, to the hell or to the animal kingdom. The kings are sending the citizens back to animal kingdom. Such king are considered to be enemy of a Vaishnava king. Such person like Kali, he dressed like a king and he was torturing, he was slaughtering. Then Parikshit Maharaj took the sword to kill that Kali, harassed him. So this is who is the enemy king? A Vaishnava will never have enemy. But when he is a king, when he is setting a law, where nobody should kill animals, everybody should worship Lord Hari, Ekadashi will be holiday. In this way, when Dwadasi, nobody will pluck tulsi leaves. In Sri Lanka, there is Poya Day. So in Sri Lanka, on Paurnami, Buddha appeared on Purnima Day. So every Purnima is holiday. And they fast, they worship Buddha. In this way, very nicely, they spend the Poya Day. All the shops, everything is closed. No entertainment, nothing. Everybody has to concentrate on spirituality on that day. There are some Nepal also there is little like some festivals and all, but there also they slaughter so many animals. So very, very important to understand that so we should understand one will the earth give. We are all the creatures of material nature. In Bhagavad Gita, it is said that the Lord himself is the seed-giving father. So Bhagavad Gita very clearly says Lord is the seed-giving father and material nature is the mother of all the living entities in all shapes. So Mother Nature will give whatever you want. But she will give when we are obedient to the Father. The Mother Material Nature has enough foodstuffs for animals, men by the grace of the Father Almighty Krishna. It has for everybody. Even for an atheist, he will get a nice food. Even an atheist will get. But some, at least the human being is the elder brother of all the living beings. He will be endowed with intelligence more powerful than animals for realizing the course of nature and the indication of Almighty Father. So human civilization should depend on the protection of material nature without artificially attempting economic development to turn the world into chaos, artificial greed and power for the purpose of artificial luxuries and sense gratification. This is but the life of dogs and hogs. So I would like to end by telling one real world incident. Like in Dubai, now they are selling big apartments. Dubai is now, the oil is over. So because the oil is over, they are creating a lot of big exhibitions and making it a tourist destination. Because once oil was there in abundance there, the airports was set there. So between an Eastern and Western, we can say like Asia and the Western countries like UK, Africa and America, this was the junction point. So very big hotels, 5-star hotels and nice luxurious things were all created. But now what happened? Because of the oil power, oil money. And the oil was sold to this petroleum and other products, diesel, petroleum, that cooking gas, all these are the products which we were getting, all finished now. It is all finished. Now what will happen? Now the airport has to close, everything has to close, the city will come to an end. So they are promoting big exhibitions and things like that. And also they are promoting the real estate that this is simply a desert. Me and Prabhu went to Dubai along with Guru Maharaja. So we simply had a little tour, maybe 2-3 hours. We went around the city and just saw, and we took the map, and there is a bus, a red bus in which they take. But they just take us only to the natural destination. But when I took the map and saw, it was 100% desert, plain sand. And here and there, they have created artificial gardens and houses. So I was thinking, if this electricity is gone, people are now, they are selling online. They are selling so many apartments, very less even an Indian can purchase, less than 1 crore. One can purchase the beautiful apartments, swimming pool, lift and everything. But I was thinking, one single day, one fine day, the people are living in 23rd floor, 50th floor. Only it is going on. They cannot have houses, individual houses. Because the land is full of sand, they cannot supply water and all that. But vertically, not horizontally, vertically the city is growing. Okay. So I was thinking, one day if there is no electricity, or 1 week if there is no electricity, due to some reason, lightning has come, some natural calamity, 1 week, the entire city people will be dead. The entire city will be dead. Will be dead. They'll die. They cannot live only. Where will they shit? Where will they take bath? Nothing, only the ocean and the sand. So people think, oh, Gulf country, this, that, and why they have to promote, make so much noise of this artificial luxury and sense gratification. So people should actually, we should desire to visit, not just because of natural abundance, but because Radha Madhav is there and it's a dham where the spiritual multiplication of luxury, spiritual nourishment, and spiritual sense gratification is available in abundance like Mayapur Dham, where we should always desire to visit as much as possible and yield the result of chanting loudly. Already wherever you are, if you chant loudly, it is 100 times compared to a person who's chanting softly. So loudly chant Hare Krishna Mahamantra 16 rounds nicely. At the same time, in Kartik month, there is additional multiplication of 100 times. And if you come to Dham or anything, next time onwards, plan for coming in Dham. So another 100 times benefit. And chanting in the bank of Ganga, another 100 times. In this way, crores and crores of time get benefit, because it is multiplication, it's not addition. Multiplying by 100 and multiplying by 100, it will become crores and crores times benefit by chanting Hare Krishna Mahamantra loudly. So this is the benefit. In Kartik month, all of you are getting 100 times also, and also loudly chanting 100 times. You're getting 200, means 100 into 100. It is not, it is multiplication, not addition, not 200 times. Okay. So 10,000, 100 times, and then multiplied into 100. How much? 10,000 times benefit. And when you come to Dham, then again it is 1 lakh times. And when you come in bank of Ganga, we are living nearby, then it is 1 crore times. In this way, 10 lakh times. In this way, millions and trillions we are going. So we have to take advantage of this spiritual nourishment and practice Krishna consciousness for getting prema. It's very important. This material world is not permanent. And anything, any arrangement, very frothing your mouth you're doing here is never going to be permanent here. So the duty of the king is to just make some ready-made arrangement for the citizens to get the food and shelter and clothing. That is not the headache of the citizen. The citizen's headache should be to take care of his spiritual life. And simultaneously, little bit occupation he will do as a cooperation to the king. That's all should be the occupation. The occupation should be kept minimal. So according to right now, what should we do? We should follow what Guru Maharaj is teaching us. All of us, according to our karma, we will get some job, not with the over endurance. According to our karma, we would have got, there may be some disturbances in the job. Just tolerate it and cooperate and get the salary and practice Krishna consciousness nicely. Very simple direction shown by our Guru Maharaj. So where, according to your karma, according to your education, according to your background, whatever be your situation, the karma will deliver you in a particular job with a particular salary. Just stick back there. If possible, without much endurance, you are getting into another place, you can go there. But don't endure so much and be happy. And there may be little disturbance, tolerate it. Any place you go, there will be some disturbance. This is part of the material world. So just endure, just be there and then nicely practice Krishna consciousness. Your life will be successful. Hari Bol, Hare Krishna. Thank you very much.
Anybody has any questions, comments, or realization? So today, who is going to talk on your assimilation of Bhishma Dev chapter?
Hare Krishna, sir.
Hari Bol, Hare Krishna.
Sir, I will tell, sir, like I will share my realization, sir.
Oh, please.
Sir, so yeah, sir, in the beginning of the chapter, we see Bhishma Dev is lying on the arrow bed, and everybody, like all the Panch Pandavas, along with Lord Krishna, goes to see him, and Bhishma Dev is instructing Yudhishthira about how to rule kingdom and all the occupational duties and all. He is instructing Yudhishthira. Also, like when going through this chapter, we see how pure devotee Bhishma Dev was, like such a pure devotee that Lord Krishna is himself present when he's leaving the body. Also, also we see like Bhishma Dev, he had promised that Arjuna will never lift a weapon, and Krishna promised Bhishma Dev promised that Krishna will lift the weapon to protect his devotees, and Krishna he promised that I will never lift the weapon in this battlefield. But just to keep devotees' promise, Krishna broke his own promise, which is what a wonderful thing. Like just to keep devotees' promise, he broke his promise himself. And in the battlefield, we see how intense devotion Bhishma Dev had. Such an intense devotion that always Arjuna was Krishna was accompanying Arjuna all 24 hours. But that day, the day which they had fought, that day Bhishma Dev's intention was Bhishma Dev's devotion was so much intense that Krishna himself left the chariot of Arjuna and came runningly towards Bhishma Dev, and Bhishma Dev is enjoying that. Oh, my Lord is coming towards me. Like he is enjoying that. Both Lord Krishna has directly reciprocated to Bhishma Dev on the battlefield. Here, also you told one of the class everybody is fighting in the war. Only Bhishma and Arjuna, they know that Krishna is the supreme personality of Godhead, and they are showing their devotion. Like it was a very sweet competition, sweet loving competition between Arjuna and Bhishma Dev, like whose devotion is higher. Oh, Arjuna, Krishna is always there with you, but I will see whether my devotion is intense or not. And Krishna immediately, if Krishna can break his own promise, he can immediately come. Though Arjuna is holding the lotus feet of Lord Krishna. Oh Krishna, please stop. But Krishna immediately came towards the chariot of Bhishma Dev. In one of the class also, ma'am was telling about anukulyana and pratikulyana bhakti, like service. Like he in few of the pastimes we see like Kansa or Hiranyakashipu, they are covered. They are not knowing that Krishna is the supreme personality of Godhead. They are covered because Krishna want to have a tough fight. That is why they're covered. But here Bhishma, he was not fighting as an enemy towards Krishna. He was, because he was in anukulyana. Anukulyana, the Anukulyana service. So like he was knowing well that okay, Krishna is the supreme personality of Godhead, and they were having a sweet, like they were having a sweet leela, sweet pastimes, like whatever arrows or it was like they were like he was throwing towards Krishna. Krishna is enjoying them. Krishna is enjoying them, and Vishmadev is also feeling happy. It is not a common fight which is happening. It is a sweet, loving exchange which is happening between Vishmadev and Krishna. Also in like also when we see, also in the last part of this particular chapter, we see that Bhishma Dev was continuously meditating about the form which Krishna showed him, in which Krishna had directly reciprocated to Bhishma Dev. Like Krishna, though he was present in front of Bhishma Dev, but still Bhishma Dev is realizing, but still Bhishma Dev is meditating upon the form of Lord Krishna, like how Lord Krishna came towards him, like his yellow shawl were thrown on and all his hairs are flying, and all the dust were there in the hair because of the horse's hoof. So he's continuously meditating upon the Lord's form. Like in one more class, sir told like the eternal form, one can never forget the eternal form in which Krishna reciprocates. Like we see Prahlad Maharaja, he can never forget the Narsimha Dev form. Also in Chaitanya Leela, Murari Gupta wanted, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu instructed him to chant the holy names of Lord, but Murari Gupta went to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and told, Mahaprabhu, please, I want to commit suicide. I'm not able to chant because I'm only able to chant Rama, Rama, Rama. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu then told, okay, you don't have to worry. I am like, he showed that he is only the Rama. Like the thing is like the eternal form in which Krishna reciprocates, does like the devotee can never ever forget that. And also Krishna, it's not a bank account like you're putting your FD or getting interest after 1 year, nothing like that. Krishna reciprocates whenever, like immediately he reciprocates. It does not require time. Whenever we are showing aarti or whatever devotion and whatever love we are giving to Krishna, immediately he will reciprocate to us. He does not take time. Like in like bhaktya mama bhi janate, it's not like jnana abhi janati, or it's not like something else. It's only bhakti. If lovingly we are offering water, tulsi, whatever lovingly we offer, Krishna will immediately accept that. He won't take time and all. So yeah. And one more thing, like I would like to share, like before beginning of this chapter, when we were coming through this chapter, initially I had this question, why Bhishma Dev is joining to Kauravas, why he is giving like why he was with Duryodhana. But after coming through the Srila Prabhupada's purport and everything, you sir and ma'am, you both explained everything on this chapter, then I understand, oh no, Bhishma Dev was such a pure devotee. Like I had this realization that people who does not read purport nicely, or who is not going through the each and everything nicely, no, then they will take it wrongly, which is wrong. We should read purport very nicely, so to understand, no, it is such a sweet relationship between such a pure devotee Bhishma Dev was. So yeah, sir, that's all, sir. We should read very nicely to understand what it is actually. Otherwise we will mistake, we will not understand, and we will not understand how pure devotee Bhishma Dev was.
Very, very nice realization. But one small correction is there. In the Murari Gupta's pastime, it is not that Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu asked him to chant Hare Krishna and he said, I cannot chant, I chant Raman. This is wrong information. This, I don't know where from you got this, and that I'll commit suicide and all. So actually true, he said I'll commit suicide, but he was Murari Gupta was chanting Hare Krishna Mahamantra every day, along with all the devotees. He was very happily chanting Hare Krishna Mahamantra, and Sri Krishna Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is nobody but Radha and Krishna, and he had association. Murari Gupta is one of the very close friends of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, even though he is a little senior of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's father's age, but very, very close. Every single day Chaitanya Mahaprabhu used to go to Murari Gupta's house. So Radha and Krishna only, and he also was chanting Hare Krishna Mahamantra. But he was worshipping a deity of Rama, Lakshmana, Sita and Hanuman. Okay, this is the story. This is the original incident I am talking about. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu wanted to test him, and he said that, why you are worshipping Rama? Why not you start worshipping Krishna? Krishna is Supreme Personality of Godhead, Rama is only incarnation. Why are you worshipping Lord Ramachandra? You start tomorrow onwards, you start worshipping Krishna instead of Rama. So Murari Gupta Thakur didn't hesitate to chant Hare Krishna Mahamantra. He was not chanting Rama Rama. Wrong. This is totally wrong information. So that is why when we visit holy places, we go with somebody and they blabber some things. Sometimes we may misunderstand. Okay, so he may chant Rama Rama in between. We are also chanting Rama 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 Pahi Mam Krishna 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 Kesava Raksha Mam. We are also singing, but always chanting Hare Krishna Mahamantra only as a everyday affair. Okay. But he said, stop worshipping Ramachandra and start worshipping Krishna. This is a test Chaitanya Mahaprabhu gave to Murari Gupta. So Murari Gupta said, okay, I will do that. You instruct me. So he go home and he saw his deities and he remembered all the pastimes, how he lifted the hill and came, how Lakshmana was saved. So Lakshmana deity is there, how Sita Mata is there. He wore that this sindoor for long life of like this, many pastimes he is remembering. So he's not able to forget that forms. Personally, they had reciprocation. So because of that, he is feeling very much separation from abandoning those deities and taking up, not abandoning, giving them to somebody or something. So he is not able to forget that particular form of the Supreme Lord. He knows very clearly. Then later, when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu gave darshan in Srivas Thakur as the Supreme Personality of Godhead, at the name say, hey Murari, hey monkey, come here. You know whom you are? You are Hanuman in my Ramachandra Leela. And immediately Murari got that form of Hanuman and he went and sat next to Lakshmana's lotus feet. I mean, Nityananda Prabhu's lotus feet down. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was there and Gadadhar Pandit became like, he showed the form of Sita Devi and Gauranga Mahaprabhu showed the form of Ramachandra and Nityananda Prabhu showed the form of Lakshmana. And then Hanuman went and sat in their feet. Very beautiful. Everybody had the darshan of Rama, Lakshmana, Sita and Hanuman in Srivas Thakur's house. So this also came in Chaitanya Leela before some years. At that time, there was no lockdown. So we were not regular listeners. All these things came in during when Guru Maharaj was in Chennai after operation. During the surgery of Guru Maharaj was taking these classes. At that time, this was there. So it is not that Lord Chaitanya asked him to chant Hare Krishna. And he said that, no, he was chanting only Rama Rama. And he said that, sorry, I cannot chant Hare. This is all wrong. These are all not true. Everybody in Navadvip was chanting Hare Krishna Mahamantra under the guidance of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. There's no difference in the holy name or the mantra. We should not try to change the mantra and all. But it's just the personal reciprocation and pastimes we are discussing. That's all. So be careful about hearing also. You should hear attentively. That is important. Hari Bol. Otherwise, your realizations are very wonderful.
Amazing.
Full of devotion. And you have got the point. What is the crux? And lifelong, you should maintain this. Mainly, that initiation, after initiation, we can see the protection of Guru is 100% guaranteed. So this is very important and very beautiful thing. Whatever juice you have to extract, you have extracted. Very good. Amazing realizations.
Thank you, ma'am, for correcting that Murari Gupta's pastime, ma'am. Thank you for narrating that entire pastime also.
You have done a very wonderful narration of importance about Srila Prabhupada's purport, and you were able to distinctly display through your speeches the unique relationship between Bhishma Dev and Krishna and Arjuna and Krishna, and have these three of them separately visible on a spiritual platform amidst both sides of the army in the Kurukshetra war. That's an amazing realization. This only comes when one has a special mercy of Guru and Gauranga. So you have got that. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
Anybody else would like to add, or anybody has any comments or realization on today's class? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Thank you very much for the association. So tomorrow one more person will say the realization of the Bhishma chapter. And we will start sharp at 5 o'clock by congregationally chanting the holy name of the Lord loudly, and followed by Srimad Bhagavatam class. Grandra Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai.
Jai.
Srila Prabhupada.
Jai.
Guru Maharaj ki jai.
Jai.
Jai. Vanchakalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhubhyo Vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Jai Nitai Gaur Premanande.